Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode here at the Podcast. Today, we have a special guest with us today, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and his goal to become the next mayor of the great city of Bridgeport. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Sure. Thank you. And thank you for having me. My name is Lamond Daniels, and I am a candidate for the mayor of the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut.
So let's talk about experience. For the people who may not be familiar with your resume, talk about your experience and how they align with becoming the mayor of the largest city here in the state of Connecticut.
Yes, I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and in that role, I worked with children who were in our state's child welfare system. I also have a lot of experience working in policy, working in family systems, advocating for families, ensuring that our families' rights and supports and resources are taken care of. And now recently, I serve as Norwalk's Chief of Community Services. And in that role, I oversee the health department, the human services department, and the library system.
Okay, so let's talk about your running platform and why this is such a important platform.
So I think, I'm running because I really believe that Bridgeport is at a crossroads. And I believe our best days are ahead of us. And so when I think about my platform, I really see it as a commitment, a promise to all Bridgeporters that we have to do better by our schools, better opportunities for our young people. We need to increase our economic opportunities. When I'm talking to people in the community, they're often talking to me about we need jobs, we need livable wage jobs. And then we want our community to be safe, clean, and people feel proud to call themselves Bridgeporters.
Okay, what are your plans for education and providing more funds for education?
Well, I first want to say, our teachers need the resources, and they're doing a fine job, but they need the resources to teach our students. I'm a dad. I have two children, a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I want the best for all of Bridgeport children. And so my commitment is to look at the budget, to leave no rock unturned, to identify opportunities to increase the budget. And then secondly, I want to build public and private partnerships. There are organizations that are eager to support our children, but they don't trust the administration. There's a lack of distrust. There's a lack of, if we bring these additional resources to our city, will they get to the students? And so my commitment is to commit to a forensic audit to find out where opportunities to increase funding, build public-private partnerships to increase funding, and then just support our schools and keep politics out of our educational system.
What would your strategy be to improve public safety here in the city of Bridgeport?
That's a big one. Bridgeport is Connecticut's largest populous city. And let me first say, we need our police. They have a role to play. They keep our community safe. But I also understand that presently right now, we're almost 100 police officers short, and that is unacceptable. I hear morale is down. So as mayor, it's important to build trust and relationship with the police department. But more importantly, as mayor, my commitment is to keep politics out of the police department. And what does that mean? That means if the chief of police says they need additional resources, I'm going to trust the chief of police that this is what they need. But I'm also going to hold the police department responsible and accountable to the resources that are we given. And second thing is build the trust in our community. The community doesn't believe the police department is there for them. But as mayor, I need to be that advocate and that relentless leader here in our community to really build the bridge between our police department and our community.
Okay, and what would be your approach to more housing and, more importantly, affordable housing?
Affordable housing, first of all, let me say that if generations of Bridgeporters should not have to decide whether or not they can still live in the city that their grandparents lived here, their grandparents. So there are a few things that we can do. In the city of Norwalk right now, I oversee the city's fair rent office. In Bridgeport, we still have not yet fully actualized that particular department. And what that does is it gives an opportunity for residents who feel that their rent is being increased unfairly, or just feel like the landlord is not doing what they need to do. It's a formal process. So on day one, my commitment is to fully fund the fair rent office and give them the resources that they need. Secondly, is working with our affordable housing community and partners, our nonprofits, to really look at how can we commit to increasing our affordable housing here in our community. Our housing stock is old. Our housing stock is dilapidated, and as mayor, there are tools that we can use to increase affordable housing. And one of those tools is that any development, I will promote that there will have to be a percentage of affordable housing in any housing development here in our city.
And how would you attract more business with good paying jobs here to the city of Bridgeport?
Business needs to know that they can count on the administration to be fair, equitable, and transparent. And what I hear is that's not happening. So as mayor, I want to be the mayor to say Bridgeport is open for business. We want jobs. We have a rich culture, a rich diversity, and we have a talented workforce. That needs to be publicized and that needs to be promoted. And working with our chamber, working with our regional business coalitions to really help us identify what are those high manufacturing jobs that can come to Bridgeport. Bridgeport needs livable wages jobs so that they can stay in Bridgeport.
And why do you think more business and investments haven't been established in the city like the other major cities here in the state?
I think Bridgeport reputation, this perception of distrust and backdoor deals is real. When I talk with business developers and those that are considered in Bridgeport, there's this hesitation, which is why I'm running. I want to be that mayor, and I'm committed to being that mayor that is honest, that is transparent. I'm doing it in Norwalk. I'm working with a variety of sectors. I'm working with a variety of partners, and I can do it here in the city in which I love and care for dearly.
In your opinion, the role of city government is?
The role of city government is to do a couple of things. I understand as mayor, I am elected by the people, for the people, and my job is to work on behalf of the people. And that's not happening. So as mayor, the mayor should put the people first, lay aside politics, and let's put our people first and care for our people.
If elected the next mayor of the city of Bridgeport, would you be in favor or oppose a change to the city charter?
Absolutely. I am committed to reopening up the city's charter so we can improve the city's efficiencies and get Bridgeport working again. And the way to do that is our charter, because our charter governs how we operate. And the operating document, which is our charter, is old.
In Bridgeport, there seems to be a stigma and a dark cloud hanging over it. So transparency is everything. How would you go about doing this?
A few things. As mayor, I want to make my schedule public. The people have a right to know what the mayor is doing. So I want to make my schedule public. Also, in Norwalk, we make all of our common council and all committee meetings public, not only live, but they're immediately loaded on YouTube. That's not happening here. We provide a hybrid opportunity for residents who cannot come into the chamber and also residents who would like to be in person. That's not happening here. You know, the city council's job is to do the work of the people. We need to make that open and accessible and use the tools we have. We have technology. COVID has taught us that it can happen, and as mayor, I will strengthen the opportunities to make our city council and our government accessible. The third thing I will do is that any bid that goes before the city, we need to make that public immediately. People need to know who's bidding on city services and who we're selecting.
Okay, and when the people hear the name Lamond Daniels, what would you want to resonate with them?
When people hear the name Lamond Daniels, I want them to walk away with, it's time for a fresh start and a fresh face. I've proven myself as a government executive working in Bridgeport under the former mayor administration, and now I'm leading 3 of Norwalk's critical departments. I'm ready to serve and I'm ready to lead our city. I want to be the mayor of the future. So when people walk away thinking about my name, I want them to think about honesty, integrity, and a mayor that will work hard every day on behalf of the people of Bridgeport.
So you're a lifelong resident.
Pretty much
here in the city of Bridgeport. So just to give the viewers and the residents some insight of what you do outside of your family time and your 9 to 5 and you running to become the next mayor of the city of Bridgeport, can you just give us a little insight of what you do in your leisure time? So let's say you have family or friends who are coming into town Friday through Sunday afternoon. What would you do with them starting with Friday and ending Sunday afternoon?
That's a great question. I have 2 beautiful children, and so wherever my wife and I go, they go with us. So we would probably go downtown. We visit Delma's often. We love the food there. On a Saturday, we would probably hit St. Mary's by the Sea. People can find me there. I'm often walking or running or chasing after my children. And on a Sunday, hey, I go to my church. So I love my church, and you can find me Sunday morning at my local church.
All right, so this is the last question. Right. Why should you be the next mayor of the great city of Bridgeport?
The people of Bridgeport deserve a mayor that's going to champion better opportunities for all people, especially our children. Our children needs the tools and resources to thrive and succeed. The people of Bridgeport also need a mayor that's going to champion economic growth and opportunity. People need jobs, but they also need livable wage jobs so they can call Bridgeport home for generations after generations. And then lastly, people of Bridgeport need a mayor who's going to champion education. We need to put education as a priority for our city.
If people want to support by donating and volunteering, how can they get in contact with you?
Sure, they can find me on my website at lamondforbridgeport.com. And you can check me out there and hit that button and let us know you want to get connected to the campaign, and we would gladly reach out to you.
Okay, once again, I'd like to thank you for taking time out your busy schedule to come here on this platform and talk about your running platform. I wish you the best.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.